Hello everybody out there in comic book land. My name is George Serrano, aka The Don, and I'm coming here on behalf of the Comic Book Click to do a little bit of a comic book review. And we're not just reviewing any comic. No. It's Joker Week, all Joker, all the time. We're going to go where it all started, starting with Alan Moore's The Killing Joke. And this book has done enough to lend itself some controversy because of all the very adult themes in this book, and that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about all the deep and dark crevices of Alan Moore's head. Alan Moore, famous for Watchmen, and his take on superheroes there. But this one is a different take, because this comic book, while having Batman in it, is very, very Joker-centric. Most say this is the definitive origin of the Joker, dealing with the Red Hood persona, aged chemicals, Batman throwing him into the vat, and him becoming the psychopath we know today. But not only that, this book goes on to influence so much that has to deal with Batman after the fact that we had to talk about it right here on Comic Book Click and right here a part of Joker Week. You see, while most people can go ahead and see this as a Joker origin, like I said before, so many facts dealing with the man prior to all that crazy face paint and that ridiculous smile, a lot of what this book, comic book, graphic novel has to deal with is Joker's logic. That the difference between a guy like him and a guy like Batman is one bad day. And he decides to choose one of the most noblest people in Gotham City as his guinea pig. He picks Commissioner James Gordon. And in trying to show Batman just how bad a person can be, and with a bad enough day, anybody could turn into a bad guy, you see some of the most horrific things in Joker history. Starting off, of course, you know we were going to talk about it, with Joker shooting Batgirl. Right off the bat, Joker has to let Gotham, Commissioner Gordon, and Batman just know how crazy he is by walking right into the apartment building of a commissioner of police and one of Batman's right-hand allies. Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, is shot, paralyzed, and laid down in a puddle of her own blood in a comic book. In a comic book, mind you, just to show how depraved the Joker is. Now, the great thing about it is this comic book takes place chronologically, but also takes place a lot of in the Joker's origin. So as Batman is trying to find out what Joker's next move is, we're taking looks at this man who just wanted to be a big-time gangster. A guy who just wanted money, wanted to be respected, wanted people to laugh at his jokes. And push comes to shove, with a bad wife or bad marriage, and dealing with some of the wrong mobsters, he gets set up and ends up becoming quite a traumatic figure in this book. The Killing Joke deals with a man on edge and what happens when a man on edge is pushed even further. We see Commissioner Gordon be dragged through a sick amusement park, having to display the pictures of his daughter covered in blood, and just all those things that Joker picked and prodded and tortured him just to show Batman. That's all it takes is one push. Now, where does that sound familiar? Seems like that's a lot of the storyline in the 2008 movie, The Dark Knight, in which Joker goes as hard as he can to push Harvey Dent into becoming Two-Face, to push the White Knight of Gotham into becoming another Red Hood like himself. This book is immensely powerful, immensely popular, and so on the must-read list that it's warranted its own film. The Killing Joke, the film, the R-rated film, first ever R-rated Batman film, comes out July 25th in theaters everywhere only for one day. And we're going to make sure that we have a review fit for a Joker right here on the Comic Book Click. This has been George Serrano, aka The Don, here for Comic Book Click. And if you want to be a part of everything going on Joker Week, all the other things we're doing with comic books and comic book media, DC, Marvel, Walking Dead, Rick and Morty, all you have to do is go to facebook.com/comicbookclick, Instagram @comicbookclick, and use the hashtag comicbookclick to talk about all the newest, hottest, greatest, and latest things happening to comic books and comic book media. We're doing all kinds of things here, and now our very first comic book review. We want to thank everybody out there, because without you, there's no us. So remember, I'm George Serrano, aka The Don. This has been the Comic Book Click, and because of you, we're right here. So you are worthy.